ain't got no problem staying. If they put London on lockdown, I ain't got no problem staying in my house. I stay in my house on a daily basis anyway. So so it's a minor. As long as I've got food in my house, I can feed myself and my kids. I don't care. Like it's not really affecting me like that.
And Hangouts is working.
And I've got my internet and that. I'm calm. Like you get me. Like I'm good. And I've got my PlayStation. So like yeah, fuck it. Like. I just need to do my food shopping, and that's the only thing that's like kind of getting on my nerves right now, because I normally do online shopping and I can't access that right now because they keep saying it's fully booked or whatever. And
have you been given any education packs yet from school?
They gave so obviously Friday my kids' school closed down. My son's been given like books and reading books and library books and bits and pieces he needs to do. My daughter's been given notebooks and whatever, but they need to access their learning via this education website thing that they work on.
Portal.
And apparently the teachers are going to set daily tasks on there or something, like a page of English and a page of maths or something. They've also said that we need to make sure the kids have 60 minutes of physical education every day.
And they go out and have playtime as well, even if it's for 10-15 minutes. They need that break.
But the thing with me, if you can say I'm lucky, my kids are classed as vulnerable.
Right, okay.
So obviously they can still go to school.
Still go to school, right. So you can, you're cool then. Bex, you're all right then in that sense.
I'm just chilling, mate.
Yeah, but in the sense, though, Bex, still, when they go hand wash this, that, everything, you got to be really,
the
really
school
cautious.
that they go to, like, it's the outstanding rated school.
Then it's cool. Then it's cool. Yeah.
But obviously, they are very on that. Like, literally, I said this before. They have international students from China coming to that school. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a part of the thing that they're a part of. And obviously, before this coronavirus come out, we had Chinese students at the school. But they live like 12 hours drive away from Wuhan. Obviously, but this school hasn't had any outbreaks, even though we had the Chinese students there, and obviously that's they had to cancel the rest of them from coming over purely because obviously because of what's going on in it. But like my daughter's been coming home complaining like her hands are sore because obviously where they keep constantly telling the kids to wash their hands all the time. So that school I ain't really got to worry about. They're on it. Do you know what I'm saying? They are on it, and there hasn't been no confirmed cases in that school or whatsoever. And to be fair, I think most parents kind of pulled their kids out of that before the government even said about closing them down. Most parents kind of pulled their kids out already.
I did. I pulled them out Monday.
When was it? When did I speak to one of the teachers? I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. And she was saying to me, like, the previous day, 200 students hadn't turned up to school.
I clicked on, Boris, he wasn't being precise. When he said that he didn't close the schools, but he also said avoid gatherings. When he said that, that's when I clicked on, this guy can't say it outright. And then I looked at it and I thought it's probably because of the stock market and, all that, and it's going to have a big effect. These big announcements, they have big effects. So what he was doing is he was basically putting you in a position where you do that yourself. You think for yourself and think, hang on, I'm going to do this. And that's what he's done. That's how they've played it. They've not told you to do it. They've put you in a position where you think, hang on, this is what he means, really. This is what he wants without him saying it. That's why on Monday,
but the thing is, he's saying like they're not to be in large gatherings, but then you still got like hundreds of people standing outside Tesco's trying to get in.
Yeah,
that is so true. It's like when I went into Sainsbury's, right? There's an aisle with like about 20 people that's standing so close to each other.
They're not allowed to.
Like the supermarket alone is a place for coronavirus to spread.
This is what I think personally. I think really and truly, yeah. and people might disagree, but I think personally, if they really want to like go ham like the way they're saying, then you need to lock down everything, literally shut everything, and just do everything over the internet until everything's sorted, innit?
Ooh, yes and a no. Some
Do you
people
know,
have cash,
all it
man.
is, Bex, do you know how many delivery drivers are going to be out on road? That's the thing, you know, like, it's a balancing act. It's a balancing
Yeah, but you
act.
got to think then that they'd be advertising for more delivery drivers. Obviously, you can test them prior, prior. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, to be fair, the delivery driver doesn't even need to like come into the house. He could just stick it outside the door, text you, say, yeah, your delivery is on the doorstep. You then kick. Do you know what I'm saying?
Small local community-based charities and groups and religious groups and stuff like that are going to play a major role in this as well. Even around us, they're mobilizing already. The Interfaith Forum, the masjids, the churches, you know, stuff like that. They're already gearing up. They've already started having meetings and stuff like that, and they're going to do mass leafleting all over Oldham with like a form that you just put your name and your address or something like that on it, and then they're going to collect it or something along them lines. The postman's going to give it, and the postman's going to collect it as well if you leave it outside, and there your name will be put down onto a list if you feel that you are vulnerable and you're going to need any sort of help in the coming times.
See,
So then
stuff like that, that's what
we're
you need.
creating a database here with the help of the council and various groups. So we're going to have a database of physical names of people who feel that they will be vulnerable at that time and what sort of vulnerabilities, you know, they show. And then from there, they're going to be put into brackets, and certain groups are going to be assigned to handle this group over here, this lot over here, stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, but even that sort of thing there, do you know what I'm saying? That's good because, like, you got someone doing that sort of stuff for you. Like, so people that can't get out and about, like you said, that are vulnerable, they ain't got to stress about, oh, I need to go to the shop and get this.
Don't forget,
and that.
this is all with with the council and the government and stuff like that. They're involved in this. It's not just the locals just thinking that we're going to do this. It's with with the government, with local council. So they're
the
unifying
local
they're getting everyone together, all the various different groups and stuff like that, unifying it and doing one coordinated, like action when it comes down to it here. Like in our local hospital, they've emptied one full floor out, and two second floors getting emptied now. It's empty in preparation for when it peaks. It's gonna peak.
Well, what they're
in
gonna
3
do,
weeks'
yeah,
time, it's gonna peak.
they're gonna start using hotels as hospital beds.
Yeah,
Can you
And that's
imagine
what
being
they've
in a
done.
hotel for a hospital? That'd be sick.
They've done that in China, I swear, at one point, but the hotel collapsed, right?
Wow.
And about 30 people died.
Yeah, but it's all well and good them using hotels, but they ain't got the equipment. They haven't. They have. They're short of a lot of things, man. They're lacking the equipment. I don't even think doctors and that, the frontline medical people, I don't think they've got proper masks and shit. Like in Italy.
Wait till you hear the stories at the end of all this about doctors when they whistleblow about what they had to do. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna think we are a developed nation, and doctors, when they tell the stories about what they've had to do and put themselves at risk, and then when you hear about the doctors that did put themselves at risk and died, remember, there are doctors that put themselves at risk in the UK and have died. You're just not hearing about it yet.
Wasn't one of the super spreader a doctor?
The what?
You know they call them the super spreaders, the
from
ones
Kent
that
or something like that, from down south.
I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure one of the so-called super spreaders was a doctor. See?
Doctor who became coronavirus super spreader.
Yeah, that's it. See?
After Spain holiday faces
in the UK.
And I'm not really following it that much, and I know that.
Wait there. Nah, she's from she's a doctor in Russia. But yeah, she went on holiday to Spain. Didn't tell colleagues that she went there and failed to self-isolate on return. and it's feared her
And she's
actions
a
have resulted
doctor, you
in
know.
11 people testing positive. She's going to be jailed after putting 1,200 people at risk of catching it. Fucking
yes. These are the things afterwards. All sorts is going to happen. People are going to get pulled for what they've done during this period.
Someone, the first person in the UK got arrested over the day, right? Because the person.
Yeah, that was what was it? Was in that Isle of Man or something?
Yeah, Isle of Man.
What did he do?
26-year-old. So he got.
He failed to quarantine himself.
Yeah, so he got found £30,000 fine, and I think 6 months in jail for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're taking this thing serious, you know.
In Spain, yeah, if you get caught outside, you get a €30,000 fine. You know that,
bro? How are they gonna pay 30 quid, man?
I know.
Yeah, that's it. No, it's just
Spain,
you don't go out.
You don't even have to be in quarantine.
You don't go out. You don't go out. If you haven't got a reason to be on the street, if you haven't got a little piece of paper that says, I've got a doctor's appointment or whatever
Dan,
else.
What am I going to do with that bottom stuff, man?
Listen to this. You know, in Spain, for you to go to the supermarket, you have to apply for a permit, and then they give you a time what time you could go to the supermarket. So between 11 and 12, as an example, that's your slot.
Yeah, you have a slot, and basically the supermarket's pretty much it's empty. You go there, and it's pretty much you and like 10 or 15 other people who've all got like a certain slot, and that's it. Yeah, if you're out on the street, you haven't got a valid reason. That's it. Yeah, 30 grand. 30 grand.
You know what happened to my cousin?
unless you're one of them nomads, Dan, and you're like going through like forests and like back alleys and stuff like that and getting about.
Maybe,
Bruv.
but you know what happened to my cousin? Yeah, she was on holiday in Spain, right? When the shit just kicked off. So what the hotel people told her, basically, we're not gonna make no food. You're not allowed to go outside. They bought her a microwave, and then they got her the permit as well. So for the next 2-3 days, you have to go to the grocery store, buy your food, and cook it in the microwave. That's just how they done it, innit?
Mm-hmm.
This whole to say that this is one of the biggest things that humanity's had to face, I would say, in the last probably since the plague, I would say.
Yes, and
I would say since
the Spanish flu.
But
Spanish flu was bad, man.
It was bad, but
this is timing. It's about timing and the situation that the world's in, the recession, where everything's at, the wars, everything is a totally different timing to the Spanish flu one. That's the thing. Now was not the time for this to happen.
Was the Spanish flu close to the World War One?
Was that the plague or the Spanish flu? Yeah, Spanish flu. That was the plague, wasn't it?
No, it was in the 1950s.
Was it just after World War One?
No, it was before World War One.
1918. So it's the end.
1918.
Lasted from January 1918 through to December 1920. 2 years.
Bang on 99 fucking years. Is it what 100 years later?
But we didn't. Our communications are so much more advanced now. Like we are moving goods and services and people around the globe like nothing.
But have you noticed, like, our sort of generation, because I'm 32, I'm going to be 33 this year. Obviously, some of you are older than me, some of you are a bit younger than me. But have you noticed all the fuckery that we've actually witnessed in our generation? Bare things have happened, you know, like big eventful things. Like we've witnessed bare fuckery.
Madness. That's so true, man.
Bare.
Trust me. Fucking 9/11, man. Fucking how old was
That's
it?
what I'm saying. From 9/11 to the fucking the London bombings, like, bro, we've seen bare fuckery in our time.
I was like 13 when 9/11 happened. I remember I was outside the shop. You remember Sharp, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went for my Specsavers appointment, and then going past, I see everyone crowded by the TV. I'm like, what's going on here? I see two buildings falling. I think that's just a demolition thing, you know what I mean? Till I went home, my mom's like, "Nah, man, this crazy terrorist attack happened."
Right, I remember that day.
Mad
I
shit.
remember that day. Literally, I was at school that day. I remember I was in secondary school. I must have been what year? I think so. I must have been
I
year
just
8, year
started
9,
secondary school then. I
something
remember.
like that.
Oh wait, now if you're 32,
I remember coming home.
Yeah,
I remember coming home from school because obviously I used to get the school bus. I remember coming home from school. My mum had the TV on in the living room, and I just saw the second plane crash into the second building, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then it was the London bombings. When the London bombings happened, I just had my my first daughter was around about 6 months old.
2005. Yeah, I remember that. I had mumps. I remember that my face had swollen twice the size, and I was back. Yeah, I was back from. I think I was back from uni. My uni term had just finished, and I had mumps. I was self-isolating with mumps, and fucking the BBC and in fact I don't know. That was maybe one of the only times I remember the internet slowing down. It slowed down on 9/11, and it slowed down on 7/7 as well.
But even before then, like I remember as a kid, I witnessed fucking Princess Diana fucking dying.
Yeah, Princess Diana, that was a big one. Yeah,
Princess Diana.
For me, I think Diana was bigger than 9/11 for me.
Yeah, do you know what I witnessed, Jim? Because I was close to where I grown up.
Yeah,
was
we actually
Fred
lived
West.
through the death
Fred
of a
West.
princess.
Fred West.
Yeah.
Do you lot know
Good
about
night.
Fred West?
Fred West.
Walaikum salam, walaikum salam.
Yeah, do you
Isn't
know
he
about
that
Fred
serial
West?
killer?
Yes. That's one thing I kind of witnessed afterwards. That's when I was like a child, I think.
Are you on about the Moors murderers?
No.
No, the Fred West one.
Oh, Fred West.
Yeah.
Rose West still in prison, isn't it?
I remember. You know what I remember?
They're the Moors
I
murderers,
can't remember
aren't they?
how old I was though.
No,
You know them?
Moors
What's
Ian
his
Brady.
name?
Yeah, Ian Brady.
That's it, Ian Brady. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the kids they picked up. You know where I live, literally like a 5-minute drive from that little town, that little village where they pick the kids. They pick the kids up. You know that.
That's disgusting.
That thing with Fred West, and I've grown up very close to where Fred West lived.
Yeah.
What was the road called? The road was it was all over the news, isn't it?
Caldwell Road.
That's it.
Yeah, what was it called?
Did they knock the road down, didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean the house.
The house, and they made that into an alley. I used to literally, when I was a child, I'd grown up like about 10 minutes away from there.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying, innit? That's how I know.
And what else? We've witnessed what? We've witnessed 2 popes in our time as well.
One resigned,
BNM have said they're going to have a dedicated.
We witnessed Liverpool winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
Oh,
But listen,
that's like a big world event.
Dan, they said BNM are going to have a dedicated elderly hour in the BM shop now. They're going to introduce that
thank
soon.
God they're following suit. Everyone else did it 2 days ago.
The other big one for me was Hurricane Katrina. I don't know if you guys even really cared about that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That was big.
Did you guys, I was just listening. I'm like, did you guys even really care about 9/11? Like, did you guys?
That was crazy. We was kids when that happened. That was mad.
The whole world, man.
That was
really
super crazy. That was super crazy.
But you know, speaking of Hurricane Katrina,
the course of the world.
But did anyone watch the documentary when the levees broke? The Spike Lee documentary.
Yes.
About Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's amazing, Doc. It's amazing.
Watch that. Yeah.
Because it talks about before and during and after the hurricanes.
Oh man.
Yeah, but like, what did we've had really like, what was it? Not that long ago. We've had like both like 2 weekends in a row. We've had that really bad storms. Remember, we had that storm Sierra come through.
2007 flood. Does anybody know about the 2007 floods around Gloucestershire and everywhere? Yeah. Water stopped coming from the taps for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Trust me. People have to go outside and go to the little tanks what the council used to bring, and you have to fill up your little water bowls and all that shit with that. Water was a serious issue then.
I swear, that probably wasn't worldwide though. Probably wasn't. I remember when when I was a kid, that happened down my road.
Shall I tell you something interesting that has happened in our lifetime? How America went to a war on terror to fight Taliban for 20 years or 19 years, and then they made peace with them. And then they made peace with them at the end.
But did we? So
That was
really?
incredible.
Did we really make peace with them? Oh, the Taliban. Because we
the
still
Taliban.
have. Which someone else was trying to say, like, on a different, that like, oh, Donald Trump stopped the war machine, blah 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 blah. But like, you could still look up headlines from this month where like U.S. soldiers and UK soldiers still getting killed over there. So like, it didn't stop. Like shit really didn't stop over there. Like
Donald Trump this week, if I'm correct, he's bombing in Iraq, isn't it?
It's outside of Baghdad, right.
Yeah, killing
it's probably why they're trying to lock us all down, just in
Iranian
case World War
military.
III fucking kicks off.
And 1 second, shall I tell you something amazing that happened as well? While all this coronavirus, the second man got cured for HIV.
Huh?
Yeah, you hear
What do you
that?
mean?
So one guy got cured for HIV about 10 years ago.
Where?
And
What do
this
you mean
week-
killed?
From HIV.
Cured. Yeah, he got cured from HIV.
Oh, like it
So
killed
first
him.
time, no, cured.
Oh,
he recovered.
cured. Okay, sorry.
Yes. So
Okay.
So the first time was 10 years ago. So the guy name was Timothy something. And this week, a British man got cured.
Didn't
That's the second time.
Didn't Magic Johnson get cured?
No,
that
but
was
I don't
AIDS.
think he
That was
got.
AIDS.
Did he actually get AIDS, or was it just
Yeah,
HIV?
No, Magic Johnson was AIDS, if I'm right. But yeah, that's another great
he got
news.
full-blown
as
AIDS.
well, so.
Mm.
Yeah, he was. I think he's the only person. I'm not sure, man. But I guess his blood contains the cure for AIDS.
Yo,
Magic Johnson's been alright, isn't it, for getting AIDS? He looks really healthy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I didn't even touch him. I think if you're rich enough, you could buy your way out of it. Honestly.
If that's what AIDS does to you, I'll have a bit of AIDS.
No, but the guy, I think he does some. But listen to this, yeah. You know the guy this week that got cured for HIV, the British guy. He got cured, I think, via stem transplant. Yeah. It's very interesting. This is, trust me, man. We had a whole new medical breakthrough has happened. While we're trying to do another one.
On one front, and then there's this new front that's just crazy, man. We should have had a war on disease or a war on viruses or some shit. A war on what is it? These super bugs, antibiotic resistant infections and things like that, instead of a war on terror.
But it's hard.
Yeah, but that would mean unifying, bro. We're too busy talking about, we're too busy talking about Islam and Christianity. You know what I mean? Madness.
Yeah, very true, man. Very true. But I mean,
I just have to say this quickly, yeah.
Go on.
But I was watching Roger's stream earlier, and it cracked me up so much. He was pissed at the fact that he can't buy enough baked beans. And I just said, yeah. And then he has to, what he had to do, yeah, he said he had to buy spaghetti rings and mix that up with baked beans in it, so he could make the baked beans last longer.
Oh, shit. Don't eat baked beans, man. Full of sugar, baked beans, man. Really bad. It makes your wings stronger, though. It makes your wings
He was
stronger.
going mad. Literally, Raj was angry.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was angry the fact that he couldn't find his baked beans. He found one can and they had to last up for as long as he can. And then another day, he said he walked around for 2 hours and then he ended up finding 8 cans.
So people are saying that there's a shadow ban in place on streams that are covering coronavirus or talking about coronavirus. I don't know if it's
What does
true
that
or not.
mean? What does that mean?
So it means that the YouTube algorithms won't push your content out there ahead of other
Is that why I
content.
haven't been getting notifications and
Well,
stuff?
this is what I was just about to say. I haven't been getting no notifications.
Yeah, and then like
and
even
I
if you hit
literally have to
subscription,
in on the description, nothing comes up. I literally have to search and go onto the channel to see if people are live. It's crazy.
Dan, I didn't get your notification. I got the Twitch notification though.
All right, chill out one at a time.
Can I say quickly why? Yeah, if you got COV ID, whatever, 19 on it, yeah, then it won't do it. But the reason being why, yeah. So do you know that Alex Jones, a conspiracy theorist guy? I think he got sued or he got threatened by the American government very recently for saying how he had the cure for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And everything. So due to the reason what the YouTube channels would do, they'll spread a lot of fake news. Does that make sense? Fake information and everything.
That's
so they
true.
have to quickly block it out right now and make sure nothing goes out unless if you are someone that is very certified. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you do have to be careful, man. None of us are like virus specialist, expert kind of. Yeah, we don't really know what we're talking about, and even the experts don't know how to approach this, how to treat it, what to recommend. Like, I'm hearing people with PhDs in medicine talk about just taking paracetamol, which is pretty much that's not a cure. That's just something to ease the symptoms if you've got severe symptoms. But
Alex Jones was saying he had the actual cure.
Nah, there's no cure. There's no.
They're gonna saying Alex Jones. You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, this is where it gets risky for people, though, right? Because
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
If you have a platform and you're encouraging people to, I don't know, brew fucking coffee mixed with olive oil, mixed with I don't know, some
ginger and turmeric.
Yeah, I mean that
holistic stuff.
I would say to people, just anything that can boost your immune system, which has been scientifically proven to do so, which is the case with a lot of root.
Self-medicating is the way forward, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you just make sure your immune system's got everything that it needs to be ready to take on this virus. But the thing is, with some people's immune systems, an active immune system is going to be what fucks them up, because this virus can basically program and reprogram your immune system to attack healthy cells. So your immune system can be your own worst enemy if the circumstances are right with this thing. They don't know if ibuprofen is making things worse. I've heard that as well, which some people have reported. That's true. Some people have reported their symptoms.
But you know what? You can't take that if you've got respiratory, like if you've got asthma, you can't take that medicine anyway. Ibuprofen.
Okay.
That's not making it worse. You're not allowed to use that as a painkiller.
It's an anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so they said those kinds of drugs aren't good for some reason. But did you see them?
Breathing issues, it's not a good idea, Jen.
Did you see the mechanism of the disease though? Like, I watched this like under the microscope type thing of like what it does to cells, Dan. Or anyone. So the COVID virus, like atom or cell or whatever, like it sticks to regular cells it like makes them think that it's a good cell. So it lets the cell lets it in, and it turns that cell into like a multiplication thing, and then basically the cell just dies and pops out like 20 of the COVID things. It's nuts.
Like grooming other cells.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It's really bad.
Where's Tommy Robinson, man?
Yeah, it's so bad. Like it's like alien. Like it's so weird to see under the microscope.
I think they're just proteins. They're proteins with like a fatty kind of outside layer that protects them from shit. And inside the cell itself, there's just some genetic material that reproduces the virus, and it injects itself in, like pretty much like you said. And then it's just a case of your immune response. Do you have an immune system that's capable of fighting off this virus and limiting the spread? I mean, some people do, some people don't. If you're older or if you've got a compromised immune system, as we know, like that's a risk factor. But I don't know. We've all just got to do what we can to keep ourselves healthy and keep our immune responses normal. I'm not recommending anyone do anything crazy. Even the ginger stuff. Like if I start saying to people, yeah, go out and buy ginger, like it's not. Yeah, stuff like that doesn't help.
No,
you know?
no, but those measures are preventative. What you're saying, the ginger and turmeric stuff, that's all preventative. Once you've got it, you got it. You know what I mean?
What I would recommend is people buy some ginger to plant and grow yourself. If you're going to do that, think long term of it. Don't just go out and panic buy again like next week when you've run out. Get yourself some ginger and plant it. Plant some turmeric. Just
plant some herbs. Plant any herbs.
Any herbs, yeah. I like. Yeah, keep it open with that one, man. Plant any. It might be a good time to get away with that, actually.
Herbs for the healing of the nation. You know, herbs.
So yeah, I was thinking. I don't think Shaka's on the cards, man. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach any of these dances without like a.
My friends are going to put a marquee up for him anyway because no venues are letting him play. So we're going to put a marquee up for him. We're going to still do jar works, you know. Jar works have to continue.
Big up the Shaka crew, man. Well, big up the people. Yeah,
I'm disappointed for 20's gonna be cancelled, bro. I was looking for.
Can you play ITN or will you get struck?
What is that live now?
No, it's not live. I'm gonna put it in the back chat now. It's basically it's a British guy. He's a nurse at the main hospital in Italy.
Right.
He's just finished a 12-hour shift, and he describes what go on. Yeah, just check it out. I'm gonna put it in the back chat now.
All right.
It's got to be nightmare material. I could only imagine.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
This is the thing that these things that are getting pushed out. This is what's spreading panic. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we're sitting here complaining about the media, this, the news, that, but we're just being just as bad.
This is the media. This is the media. To 8 people who are watching this at the moment, this is the media. You know, this is the.
But the thing is you can't. I don't believe you can spread panic. I believe panic is a reaction that people have to things. So like people can say something, but you don't have to panic about it. Like you don't have to freak out about it. You know, I don't believe. I don't know how much I believe in the ability to spread panic because it's kind of like a reaction. You know?
Yeah. Like Jen's right. If you're predisposed to panic, then you're gonna follow panic easier. It's how you deal with the news, right? It's how you process the news.
Right.
Do the right thing, you know, take the right drugs, eat the right food.
That's all it is, man. Just wash your hands, don't touch your face.
Yeah, wash your blessed hands.
And you don't need to worry, man. Just do your normal things, you know what I'm saying? But just take your precautions, that's all it is. Just be aware of it, but that's about it. Because at the end of the day, let's say if you get it, you get it, innit? What else can you do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying this because I got ill with tuberculosis before and I was fucked from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tuberculosis.
That's how I know from experience.
Yeah, stuff like that's it's still out there as a threat.
You know that 8,000 people die a day from tuberculosis.
What is it?
You know what though? I think I already had this corona thing, fam. I'm not even lying.
That's what people are saying back in December.
No, I'm not even lying. Because remember, I was so ill. I don't think you was about these time. But January, the whole month of January, I was sick. I was constantly coughing, like to the point that my throat was so sore that I couldn't swallow. It felt like I had lumps in my throat to the point that I couldn't even drink anything because it was like it hurt so bad. So I was constantly coughing all the time. I thought it was a chest infection. So I went to the doctors. It wasn't a chest infection, but he said like the doctor was like, "Oh, you sound really wheezy. Have you got asthma?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he had to put me back on asthma pumps. But that's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking I probably had it already because these cases were from November, but we just didn't know about it.
And some people have got the immune system that can just knock it out if it's just you and your 2 kids. But then, yeah, I don't know. If that is the case, then a lot more people have got it than they're currently saying, and that would explain why there's.
But you know what it is, because in the beginning they were just saying, "Oh, it's flu-like symptoms." Yeah. So many of us may have had it. Just put it down to, "Oh, it's a cold or it's a flu," and that was it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But there was just quickly. Sorry, Jen. Have you heard the news that if you get the illness, they're saying that you can't build an immunity to this illness, this strain or this virus? Sorry, it's a new type of virus.
There's 2 different strains.
Yeah, I've heard that, and then I've heard that it's going to take like the human system a long time to build up antibodies towards things. But I don't know how that's like how true that is. I can't validate any of that. Like how long? I don't know. How long does it take? You know, like people get the regular flu every year, so they haven't built up antibodies to that. People get, you know, these other sicknesses, common cold, which is caused by a virus, a type, and most of it, common cold is caused by a type of coronavirus, just not this strain. Yeah. So it's like, and people don't build up an immunity to that because people get common cold. You can get a cold once every month.
Yeah, because this corona's been around for a long time. Like you say, this particular strain is.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, if someone can get the normal influenza viral thing every single year, then there's some things that some bodies might not build up antibodies to, you know? I don't know.
So this is an article. Do you get immunity after recovering from a case of coronavirus? It's unclear whether people who recover will be immune to reinfection from the coronavirus, and if so, how long that immunity will last. We don't know very much, says Matt Freeman, a coronavirus researcher at the University of Maryland School of Medicine in Baltimore. I think there's a very likely scenario where the virus comes through this year and everyone gets some level of immunity to it, and if it comes back again, we will be protected from it, either completely or if you do get reinfected later, a year from now, then you have much less disease. That is the hope, he adds, but there's no way to know that. Researchers do know that reinfection is an issue with the 4 seasonal coronaviruses that cause about 10 to 30% of common colds. These coronaviruses seem to be able to sicken people again and again, even though people have been exposed to them since childhood. Almost everyone walking around, if you were to test their blood right now, they would have some level of antibody to the 4 different coronaviruses that are known, says Anne Forsey of the University of Rochester Medical Center. After infection with one of these viruses, she said, antibodies are produced, but then the levels slowly decline and people become susceptible again. Okay. Most respiratory viruses only give you a period of relative protection. I'm talking about a year or 2. That's what we know about the seasonal coronaviruses. Okay, so yeah, it may last for a short period of time, but that doesn't give you don't get kind of like a permanent, even from like the flu or the cold or whatever else from the other coronaviruses that are out there. So,
well, they push people to get flu shots every year. Like every year, go get your flu shot. Go get your flu shot. Like at least here they do. I don't know if they amp it up like that over there, but there's a reason.
Only if you're vulnerable. Only if you're vulnerable, they do it here.
They tell everyone to get the flu shot here. Everyone. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I can understand it with the elderly, but I don't think we should be purposely infecting ourselves, getting injections or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. But I feel with stuff like the flu, like our bodies, maybe it's better we all just evolve to like produce the antibodies rather than depend.
You know what? You'd be surprised at the stats of how much influenza takes people in the UK. I looked it up the other day, and it's quite substantial, the amount of deaths from influenza.
Well, this is what Doe was talking about on Discord earlier. He was saying that this estimate of 20,000 people dying in the next year seems pretty conservative, given that about 18,000 people die of flu, I think, every year. So getting it down to the levels of, like, you know, below the flu seems to be a bit optimistic, given that we haven't got an immunity to it. It's the first time that there's been an outbreak on this scale, and yeah, we have a treatment for flu, but there doesn't seem to be. I don't know. I have a feeling that the government is doing their best to kind of limit the panic. So they're not. I mean, I don't think we should be given the worst case scenario.
How do you guys feel about the lackluster response from the establishment? Because apparently it was news on Discord on YouTube. It was all over YouTube in December. So if the public knew about it, then the authorities must have known about it way before. You know, we've got no contingency plans in place. You know, we're still getting flights in and out of the country from here, there, and everywhere, and nobody's being tested. In fact, I had a friend who'd landed from Mexico 2 days ago, and there was zero. Yeah, literally.
UK hasn't shut down flights yet.
No. Jen, listen to this. Yet 20 of them, they went out to Mexico. What's it called? Spring break, right?
Yeah.
They went out to Mexico. They landed back in the UK. Zero test for any of them. And then I asked my friend, I said, look, did you look around? What, maybe different flights were getting tested? Zero flights were getting tested. Nobody. Just straight through. And this is 2 days ago. Up until a week ago, we were still getting flights from China. This is, and let me tell you, there's some other African countries that have taken way better, have done way better response. I think it was, let me get it right. I think Uganda. Uganda closed all the flights straight away. There's been some South Africa, yeah.
Yeah, as well, yeah.
I mean, I think governments and establishments need to recognize how much their infrastructure can actually handle, right? You know, they knew that they couldn't deal with a pandemic, so they called it straight away. They closed the borders off.
Yeah.
Other countries, people are going willy-nilly in and out of the country. It's an absolute fucking joke.
Well, I think maybe, I don't know what we're saying. Our economy is more vulnerable to panic shifts in, I don't know, developed countries.
We're just pandering to conglomerates, aren't we? As per usual.
I mean, the first thing we did kind of early, the first place we shut down flights was from China. And I remember on someone's live stream, I just remember hearing Land of Celts saying they need to stop the flights from China. And like America did, you know, like Trump did. And that was like at least a good month ago. Like, so I don't know, like we stopped flights from China. Can you not please stop? Oh my God. And then we stopped flights from EU, and now we just, I think, stopped flights. Well, we closed the Mexican border, we closed the Canadian border. Like nothing non-essential is going through. But there's a lot of Americans stranded around the world now because of this. Like, and they're trying to get the military to go in and kind of evac them.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Every country's going to have a different response, and I suppose only time will tell in the long run what paid off and what didn't. But it definitely feels like the economy is taking a precedent over the needs of the people. I mean, like, so they put a ban on all restaurants and pubs got told to shut down, all places that serve like food to the public or whatever else. And there was still, I don't know if you saw there's like a cafe in Notting Hill that just had their tables out, bunch of hipsters sitting there like kissing each other on the cheek and sitting down drinking overpriced coffee on on the side of the road, no masks on, no nothing, not taking it that seriously at all, given that the government has just issued like an unprecedented warning. They've never put out this sort of, I mean, the measures that they're taking just seem to be, yeah, I don't know. It does genuinely seem like there's a kind of a chunk of the population who aren't taking it as seriously as they should be taking it. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe we think that the young people are, that us as younger people are going to be able to survive it. I'm not, that's not the concern of, that's not really my concern. If I end up spreading it as someone who could potentially survive it, that's probably even worse. Like, if 10 people die because I spread it to them, it's the indirect cost. So I think people are thinking quite selfishly about this and not considering their kind of, the part that they play in actually spreading this stuff around. So yeah, it might take some more severe kind of authoritarian measures being put in place before things do change. Otherwise, the other possibility is just people start rioting and anarchy breaks out because the state isn't meeting the needs of people during this crisis. That's the other possibility. But Azad Punjab is saying troops on the street next week guaranteed. Well, it'd be that might be a possibility. Someone on the stream earlier did say that they've heard that, but I don't want to spread any rumours. But yeah, that's what the army's supposed to do, right? They're not supposed to be out there invading other countries. They're supposed to be on the streets, like maintaining order and helping people. So as long as that's what it is, and it doesn't become some kind of round everyone up and put them on boats. This could be the phase 2 or phase 3, whatever these FNATs have been talking about. Azad Punjab, we're on the same path as Italy. I don't know what that really means, though. To be fair, I don't know what that, in real terms, what that actually means. Italy's got like an aging population. They've got a lot more old people than us. So I don't know. The demographics don't perfectly match up. If you're talking about the actual effects of it, statistically, we might be on the same path. But yeah. I don't know, I'm waffling anyway. This is a terrible subject for me. I just get, it's proper, just depressing in like a realistic way. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It's a very emotive subject, you know, and I guess a lot of people don't really want to hear alternative, and maybe it's not the right time to talk about alternative reasons as to why this has happened. And it's damage limitation now, isn't it?
What's happening? Have you heard of any like emergency like lunga that's being done? Is there going to be any like Sikhis out on the street with masks?
Yeah, SWAT is out there. SWAT.
Okay.
Yeah, SWAT is out there. They're in. I've had a message on my phone. Actually, they're in. I think they're in 3 different cities. But it's for people, elderly people. They're doing it for this time. Here we go. They're in Croydon, Swindon. There's one place, like a generic place for Harrow, Sudbury, Greenford. I think this is more for West London. I've got this message. Yeah, and then Southall, Hayes, Heathrow. There's 4 different locations in West London. But I dare say they're doing more. Yeah, it says a free mobile service in a crucial time for COVID-19 pandemic. If you're over 65 in isolation, don't worry, we are here to support you. We will be taking all the necessary health and safety precautions to make sure we run a safe service to bring you food to your doorstep. If you or anyone could benefit from this service, please contact us. We've got like a list of phone numbers and email addresses.
Big up the Sikhs, man. Yeah, big up the communities that are kind of out there. Yeah, trying to do something for the people, the individuals as well. Yeah, I guess that's what Sikhs do anyway. That's their default. They're not doing anything that I wouldn't have expected them to be out there doing. It's the other people. It's the fuckers who are going around without masks on, who aren't washing their hands twice as much as they should be.
Yeah.
Or, you know, who are just... Yeah, I don't know. But it's, you know, if everyone did take it seriously, then maybe we'd have a worse response. So, who knows? I'm taking it seriously anyway. That's all I know. I'm not taking it.
I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah,
I feel like I have been. I have to. Yeah. I have to. Every sickness I get settles in my lungs. Like, I don't know if you remember I think it was like the first time I talked to you guys, Dan, I was like going on a rant about vaping because I'd gotten so sick. I had the worst lung infection I've ever had in my life. And they actually gave me like one of those breathing machines to bring home. I shouldn't probably say that too loud, but yeah, they they gave me one of those like ventilator machines to bring home. And I've never ever been so sick. And my doctor said she highly thought it was because of vaping.
Yeah.
But that was in the summer, so that was like late August. And then I got sick again. I remember it was just like maybe last month, and I had a wicked cough because I remember I wore a mask to school, and I came home from school that weekend, and I had a 102 temp, and I just passed out, and I just slept it off, and I woke up, and I was like, fine, that was it. Like, lingering cough, but nothing more. Like, who knows? Maybe that was it, but no one else in the household caught that. I don't know.
Vaping for me, I reckon, gave me a mild pneumonia. But when I say mild, that was enough. That was enough. It was enough to take me off my feet for like 2.5 weeks.
Man.
Antibiotics and all sorts of shit.
That
wasn't fun.
Me too. Like, I'm done. Like, that was enough to never do that again. I'm okay. No more vapes. Good with that.
Princess Dominique is saying, this virus presented an opportunity of scaring the world into pandemic as a way to destroy the world's economy and then generate trillions in loans when we have to restart. Maybe. I'm not so sure. I'm not big into this whole like economic stuff. I can't really imagine more than just in a kind of simple way what effect things are going to have on the economy. I know that shutting down pubs and restaurants is going to have a big effect. And
that's the thing. Like, here they just closed non-essential businesses. So if you're not a fireman, a grocery store worker, a policeman or something, like, I can't go to work Monday because of a state regulation. So why would they know the impacts that it has? You know, like, why would they deliberately put our country under?
Jen, in London, one of the businesses that are staying open is hair salons.
No, they closed all that shit. Yeah.
Here in London, they're still open. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you saying? They're keeping hair? What hair salons open? Yeah,
to get your perm done. Your colour. What's going on, man? But just a quick There's another service in London. They're called the Ghulam Trust. I think they're a Muslim trust. That's a GULHAM, Ghulam Trust. If you look that up on the internet, they're also doing mobile food assistance.
Outreach stuff, yeah.
Yeah, outreach, yeah. So if you look them up, there's a few people doing home deliveries for food for elderly.
My temple is doing things like that as well.
That's good, this is when you need the world to come together and support each other, times of crisis.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's always a way to profit in most situations. If needs must, you can generally make some money. I mean, on a small level, there's people that I saw a guy who made like $3,000 today selling toilet paper. He went and got a load of wholesale toilet paper, just stood on like the side of a road somewhere, and sold bags of this toilet paper for like £15, and yeah, sold a couple hundred units of it and made himself a little bit of money. I haven't got an issue with that. I haven't really got an issue with people raising the prices on things by sort of 50p a pound maybe, but it's when you're doubling up, tripling up, quadrupling up just for the sake of it, and you know that people still have, you know, the exact same needs as they did yesterday. I don't know.
They didn't ban price gouging there.
Well, yeah.
No.
So, I've heard someone got done up in, I think somewhere up north, like an Asian grocers or whatever was charging more for rice or something like that, and they got a big fine apparently, but I don't know if that's true. Some
have been doubling the prices.
They've handed hundreds of thousands of fines to businesses already. Like any of our local businesses, if we notice price gouging, like we're urged to call our police department and they'll go serve them. Like they're taking it very seriously here.
Yeah, it's not happening here. People are doubling prices of toilet paper, and unfortunately, some of them have been Indian and even Sikh shop owners. You know, and it just seems like money first for them, for some shop owners.
That's sad. Yeah, it is.
See, I would say if you're a shopkeeper, like I went into a supermarket today, and I actually feel sorry for people who have to work dealing with like the public, the infectious public during times like this. I do feel sorry for those people. So, you know, if the Tesco's are going to start paying people emergency, like, you know, unreasonable hour like rates or whatever, they're going to pay an extra little bit of money, then I don't mind paying a little bit more at the till. But if things are just running as usual, the staff aren't being paid anymore, it's just the top end executives and the shareholders who are benefiting, then yeah, I don't know. I've got an issue with that, but yeah, like I said, in this system, there's always going to be some way to make money. So yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't say to people, don't try and profit during this time. If you can get yourself ahead and you can secure some resources for yourself, then do it. But don't do it at the cost of like 100 or, you know, a couple hundred other people. Don't go and buy all of the fucking baby formula in a supermarket when you know that. Yeah, I don't know.
But this will stick in the hearts and minds of people, you know, when you're supposed to be helping your fellow man, you've chosen to, at this opportune moment, to benefit
to fuck them over. Yeah.
You know, this will stick in the hearts and minds of people.
Yeah, I agree, man. So we need universal basic income now. Before the AI and robots come in 2030 with huge job losses for people. Could be a good time. Could be. So people are getting guaranteed up to £2,500 a month, I think. That your salary is going to be guaranteed if you're in certain sectors, or you've got we're in a certain working for the right company, but it's not there for everyone. Yeah, we got the people on 0-hour contracts. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm very tempted to just go and have a mix. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I just want to listen to some music. What you saying about I think I might do that in like half an hour or so. I might just have a quick mix for an hour rather than
That probably might have a more healing, cathartic effect on the people, to be honest, rather than dwelling on this.
I was gonna do it, man. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna I'll get the panel open if people want to have a little chat. But it's depressing as fuck. I can't lie. This is the most depressing topic period of time I can remember for a long while. So yeah, apologies, people, if if that's rubbing off on anyone in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go and make myself a cup of tea in a sec, so I'll probably feel better after that. But big up to Mad Dunya in the chat. He said there's currently bare beef in Tower Hamlet. Bengali shop owners are extorting people. Mad thing, bruv. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying, man. The 50p or a pound that's reasonable, isn't it? I don't mind that. If it's if they got to deal with 200 people in a day who are coming in with terrible hygiene, with pound coins and notes that are probably covered in corona, then yeah, cool, no worries. Put up a pound, put up £2, whatever. Get yourself a little vitamin C tablet or something at the end of the shift. But yeah, this doubling, tripling business is nuts, and it's not going to work in the long run. Those will be the shops that get looted if it kicks off. Those will definitely be the shops that get looted first. People, like you say, they're going to remember. That will make a mark. That will leave a mark that I don't think people will forget. So,
do you think people will be looting with social distancing? Because you can't really go out in a mob and loot anymore, right? Because of like the harm or the potential, yeah. So you're gonna have to stay 6 feet away from the next looter. Just be aware of that. Yeah.
Big up the looters taking that into our fucking hell, man.
Oh god, I'm seeing
because
people.
If you can't really pack, you can't do a mob of 25 people and run into a convenience store. That's just asking for it, right? You might as well just go catch corona, just sign up for it. So it's if you're gonna loot, it's got to be a solo operation, which doesn't really consider looting.
Instead of doing that, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go for that bloody testing. Get your 3.5 bags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Looting isn't really gonna work, I think, in a situation like this where they're pushing social distancing. Just look at the term. It's like a household term now. This is words we never even thought of 3 weeks ago. Social distancing. Yeah, it's just weird. It's now we all have to practice actually staying away from other human beings.
It's funny, truth be told, this whole social distancing thing's been happening for a while anyway. The whole world's been isolating with the advent of social media. And now we're forced to do it. We're rebelling. The moment we're told we have to do it, we're rebelling. Before we were doing it of our own accord.
Bruv, I remember you saying about 2 weeks ago, you were like, yo, what's wrong with people, man? This isn't how we're supposed to be. We're social creatures. We're not supposed to be in this isolated, dislocated kind of socially mediated existence. It's not supposed to be.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yo, big up to yourself.
Hello, Malik.
Big up, Malik.
No, I truly believe that isolating is unhealthy. Not in this obviously corona environment, but in a more general way. I think we are supposed to mingle with the people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely social and tribal creatures. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to do the social distancing thing. I guess these are times where my introvert side is kind of coming out ahead. I can chill in the room and play games. No, that's no problem for me. But
it's not gonna be hard if it comes to survival. I mean, but I hear what you're saying too from your point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So Malik, are you in a state where the lockdown's in effect, or are you?
No, I'm in Virginia. There's no lockdown yet, but like I said, a lot of jobs have closed, and banks are taking people by appointment, and also and restaurants, you gotta just take out a new drive-through. So
the effect, it's everywhere slowly, man. Like I say,
yeah. I can't go to the movies no more. I'm kind of pissed about that because I love going to the movies, but we can't go to the movies no more. The movies are locked down too.
Yeah, movie theaters and gyms were a couple things nationwide, some of the first things nationwide. Yeah. So Virginia, did they shut down non-essential businesses yet or no?
Some businesses are shut down. I think I don't know which ones being by non-essential, but I work in a bank. We're not shut down yet, but I work in a corporate building. But a lot of the people in the corporate building are working from home now, so the building's half empty, and it's a big building.
Okay. Yeah, what they did up here, like non-essential, would be like my job. Like I work at a gift basket place, hair salons, nail salons, anything that's not distributing food or like medical services or like fire department, etc. Shit like that. Restaurants are only on a drive-through or takeout basis.
Big up to who's that? Animal Rush Trill saying people don't realise this is a blessing. Maybe in the long run, I don't know, man. But at the moment, it seems pretty dark. You have to break that one down for me, man. It could be a blessing. I could see a couple of ways in which you could argue that, but yeah, it's going to be a blessing at a certain cost. I don't know if you pay for blessings like that, but many more will have to die. Don't ask me. Yeah, that's it. I'm not. All right, maybe you've answered the question. I won't ask you why. Extroverts will find it very hard. So there's hard Punjab. Yeah, big up the introverts, man. Yeah, I suppose.
Punjabi introvert is a bit of an ironic term. That's a bit strange. Punjabis are extroverts by nature.
Yeah, I'm an extrovert by nature, but I have strong introverted tendencies during particular seasons. During the winter, I might as well just be an introvert. There's no need for me to exist in any other capacity than the basic, like I keep myself hydrated. I make sure I've got food and warmth, and that's it. Me during the winter. In the summer, I come out of my shell, but yeah, it looks like I'm in introverted mode for pretty much the whole year this year. Pretty much, if this is the isolation thing, that's me for the year. So that's gonna be a bit of a weird one to get used to, but hangouts.
Get yourself a PS4, Dan. And join the club. Come on, man.
Do you know what? I've put so many hours into computer games over the years. I just kind of look at computer games as like it's a dead end. Like there's nothing there. But I suppose now that this is what computer games were made for. This sort of like
exactly.
This global downtime that everyone's got now. It's like, yo, let's all just meet up on GTA or some shit.
Hell yeah.
I think we got Annabelle Rass coming in. Yeah, man, let's keep it light-hearted. I could probably stick this conversation out for a little while longer, but it's just all these I'm just going to like one website that shows you how many people have caught it, how many people have died, how many all of those stats are just doing my head in. They're really doing my head in, knowing that I could possibly be like one of those, or I probably will be one of those statistics or something.
I think we all are really I think we're at the end of this, we're all going to be on the board one way or another. So, it is true. I haven't watched the news this much since 9/11. And I purposely try not to watch the news, just because it's so damn depressing. And it's just, I just broke away from it years ago. After 9/11, I was glued to the TV, and every little conspiracy or everything that came on, I was getting myself so worked up over it. And I just finally had to you know what, I'm cutting this out of my life, and it was so much better. And now I find myself, I'm watching the presidential address every day, and I'm find myself, listening to this news thing for way longer than I should be. So it's easy to fall back into these patterns, and it's good to have something to kind of just break your mind from the rabbit hole and just go somewhere else for it's good to do that.
What games are you playing at the moment then, Jen?
Well, Warframe, GTA 5. I want to start. I got Borderlands 3, which I'm dying for someone. Please buy and play with me. That would be awesome. Thank you. And I don't know why, but I always just every once in a while I just want to do a couple rounds of Apex or Fortnite. And I still play Overwatch a lot too. So
Overwatch, I never got into that. I heard good things about it, but never.
It's so much fun.
Never got into
Yeah, I love that damn game. Yeah. I played it since launch. Like, it's one of those things like I could, walk away from, but then kind of always come back to.
GTA 5 took up about probably a good 2 months of my actual life from in terms of like gameplay from I don't know 2014, and I don't know when it came out, but there was about 3 years I just put into that. Solidly.
I have over 2,000 hours in Warframe, Dan. 2,000 hours. And I have hundreds, like maybe 500-600 hours on Overwatch. Like, it's a lot of time, man.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, in this day and age, you can record, you can stream, you can do all of that stuff. You can watch back your plays. It's a better time to be gaming now than the period. Like, I kind of grew up in like the dark ages of gaming. Like, a lot of my best plays were never recorded. Were
PS3, PS2.
Yeah, like putting so many hours onto various consoles over the years, and pulled off so many sick little trick shots and mastered little like the learning curves of 10, 20, 30, 40 like masterpiece games, and then the internet hit. This whole like streaming Twitch, people becoming millionaires off of YouTube and shit. Like, I wish, God, I wish I was born maybe 10 years later. It's normally the other way around. It's normally, I wish I was born before my time, so that I could have experienced some old school nostalgic chunk of the past. Right. But, yeah, in terms of gaming, I do kind of think if I'd have been fast forwarded a little bit, born in like the year 2000, I could have smashed it. But such is life, man. Yeah, I'm playing at the moment. I've only got a PC with Steam and a couple of other little games, but I'm not playing as much as I was. I might have to cop Borderlands though. It does look good.
Borderlands 3. Yeah, that's the shit. I played all of them. The first Game of the Year edition, the second one, which had like 2 games in it, and all the DLCs.
You can't cross platform on Borderlands, can you?
No, the only game we could cross platform right now is Fortnite, which I'm not gonna lie, I did play like 3 rounds earlier today, and I suck terribly at that game, but I did get like 3 kills one game, so I was pretty happy. But yeah, that game is just like cancer. It's like a cancer that can never go away.
But for kids, this is like that's I don't know, that's their staple, man. That's what they associate with summertime and all of the shit. Like, we used to think you say summertime to like a kid of our generation, it's like bike rides and I don't know, ice cream and swimming pools and shit like that. I don't know. Like, to a kid of this generation, it's Fortnite, the 4 walls of their home or their friend's house or whatever. It's not quite the same to me, but Annabelle Ras, I just sent the link out again. You should be able to get in. I don't know if the hangout call if the group is full or not. I resurrected an old hangout that's got a load of random people in, so I'm just making some space. But try again, man. And big up to the chat. Big up to Tile Camel. I think that's Samaroon. Big up yourself. Big up to Sheikh Faisal. Big up Asif lurking. Big up to Mad Dunya. Yeah, big up to Azad Punjab as well, man. Enjoy your self-isolation, man. Cyrus the Virus inside. What a name. Don't know where coronavirus is. That was we actually had a resident chat troll, coronavirus, but I don't know where he's gone. Best game is Cops and Robbers, says Mad Dunya. Yeah, man, people need to get back out into these
Cops and Robbers.
Cops and Robbers. Good though. Yeah.
Yo, I used to make tree houses and shit.
Yeah, I had a tree house. For one summer.
Man, I always wanted a tree house, man. Someone said something the other day on the stream about a tree, like, what do you want, a tree house? And I'm like, fuck yes, I want a tree house. Like, hell yeah, I will be old as hell in a tree house.
Yeah, we were talking about
pitched to that shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was on that stream. We were talking about David Beckham. We were because when they did back in the day when they used to do MTV Cribs and all that.
Yeah.
David Beckham was on it, and this is when he was living in England, had that big house in England. They had this massive tree in the back garden because obviously they had, I think, which I don't know which kids they had by that time, but they had a couple of them by that time, and they had literally a proper house inside, like on the tree, like literally, like built inside on the tree. I had electric, everything. It literally, like, you could live in it. It was a proper house. It was crazy.
Outside. Yeah, man. I would love one of those, like, actual tree houses. Those are so cool. Well, on a good note, our gas prices are dropping like every day.
Wow.
But on a bad note, my car is broken, so I can't even take advantage of it. But yeah, it's $1.89 a gallon right now. Holy shit. I haven't seen it under $2 in years. Years.
Yeah, it's like oil barrels are the cheapest they've been for years now. But I don't think it's still the same price at the pump as.
No, it's definitely going down. Last time I filled my car, it was like $2.40 because the gas stations were right across the street from me. Yeah, it was like $2.40.
We should be paying about a pound for a litre at the moment. We're paying about 30 or 40p more in fuel duty, taxes, and whatever else.
Dan, you remember that time when what was it? Because I was a kid these times. I remember because my stepdad was a lorry driver these times, and they was doing was it France was on strike, and they were like, what was it? Basically putting roadblocks in front of the border and all that, like the Channel Tunnel.
It
was all over the fucking.
I remember.
You remember? It was all over the fucking fuel prices and whatever, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was crazy. I remember that.
That was when it was, I think, maybe like 70, 80p a litre. It was under a pound them times.
Oh, I don't know. I remember like my mum and my dad my stepdad complaining about it, going, "No, these fucking French, for fuck's sake, like always have got an excuse to fucking go on strike."
No, it's true though. Like, I mean, they're the industries that get hit the hardest. It's like haulage or them. Yeah, if you're in the trade, that like taxi service, all of that, bus drivers. I mean, all that stuff is it hits the economy hard. But I think here we're trying to get off of trying to get away from the dependency on fossil fuel. Like they're trying to put this switch over to like a carbon neutral UK or whatever. So we're still paying way more at the pump than we should be. And I don't know if we're expecting them to be investing in green technology or whatever else. It seems like they definitely haven't been investing in hospital beds on intensive care wards or ventilators. So yeah, at least that's been established. But I don't know, man.
You can they've got them little bloody electric cars, I suppose, where you have to go to them little power points to charge them up. You can hire them out, you know. If you obviously like, there's just an app or whatever, and obviously they tell you which one you can have, and you can hire them out. Apparently, they're quite fast. These little electric car things.
They're getting faster.
They're dotted all. Yeah, they're dotted all over London.
They're getting faster. I saw because obviously they're releasing all of these next generation like supercars with electric engines and whatever else. There's like a Porsche that just came out. Called a Taycan or something like that, which does 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds. You can't even hear it. Like the acceleration is basically just the sound of the tires spinning, and that's it. And it's just this.
That's the speed of a superbike, man.
Ridiculous speed, and it's like you wouldn't. if you just saw this car drive past, like it hasn't got all the telltale sign of like speed to most people is like 6,000 revs per minute coming past you at like, you know, a considerable speed. These things just get pushed by a battery and you just see them come past. And yeah, I don't know, that the silence of these, even the little like Toyota Priuses and shit, the way they creep up on you. So you think like some of these cars are going to be moving at like 130, 150 miles an hour on like German roads, and they're not going to be making a sound. Crazy, man. But yeah, that's if we.
You know what I find that's funny right now? Then you know all the youngers right now, they're like all going about on those electric scooters.
What?
Zooming about here, there, and everywhere on their little electric scooters. It's funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I would rock the shit out of one of them electric scooters, man. They look fun, for real.
Don't I see parents coming up to the school with them, and I'm like, for real though.
There's electric skateboards as well now. I've seen electric skateboards.
What is the point?
Yeah, I see
What
those.
is it? Right. The whole point of having a scooter and a skateboard is so you use your leg to fucking make it go. What is the whole point of having an electric? He's taking all this. What's the point?
It's what's the fun without the effort, Bex?
Yeah, whatever. The whole point is whole point is putting the effort. That's the whole fun about it. You donut.
Oh, Becca, have you got a Discord server, by the way?
Yes,
Yo, can motherfuckers add me on Discord and stop bullshitting? What the fuck is the hate going on, man?
Jenn,
I do. Why? What's up, then? Why you want to be added?
Get Jenn on FRD. Get Jenn on it.
Add me up, and I'll add you to FRD as well.
I sent you my tag like mad long ago, Dan, in the DMs on Hangout.
Yeah, I needed to add that.
Let me see.
I don't even know how you add people.
Man.
How do you add people on this thing?
Just add people as a friend. Go up, add friend. Type in my name, the number sign, and those 4 little numbers.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm thinking about what's your Discord server like, Becca? Is it active?
It's quiet at the moment, but I'm gonna start building it up soon. But obviously that's because that's my fault, because I've kind of been slacking, to be fair. But that's only because of life and whatever. But I'm gonna get back on it sooner or later. But it's quiet at the moment. But I've got people in there. It's just quiet.
I have a server, but I would never add any of you two people in there.
Oh, thanks. Cheers.
Fucking hell.
Fucking love you too, Jen.
No, you know why? I'll tell you why. It's because I've had this server for years.
We don't want to know. Go away.
I've had this server for years, right? And there's gamers in there. It's all gamers. And I don't know if you guys know gamers, but they have like no chill on what they say and how they talk. So there's like just constant, what people would like call offensive language going on constantly. Constantly.
Mate,
yeah,
you haven't heard me when
terrible.
I'm playing on my game, mate. Way.
No, this is beyond. I mean, these people are from around the world, and we've got a German guy in there, and he's like Hitler reincarnate, but he's funny. So it's like, I don't know. He's just a horrible person. But yeah, there's a lot of shady characters in there.
It's that whole road rage thing, you know, because you're behind the screen, or you know, you can be as offensive as you want.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how gamers are. They're terrible people. But yeah, I'd have to start like a whole new like clean server. But no, I haven't really been in like a really active like server in a while. Like only servers I'm in are really like Colossal had a really fun. Like his server was funny. Do you know Colossal is crazy? He's a Brit.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Never heard of Colossal. He's like, he used to do the Baited podcast with Keemstar and someone else, Bugs or something. Yeah, Colossal. And then like he's got his own channels. They're just so freaking funny. Like his server was hilarious, but I think he shut it down.
Yeah.
So what? You're in charge of FRD now, yeah?
I'm not in charge. I'm a member of FRD. Yeah, I'm a member of. But I'm just getting free range dialectic. It's kind of a speaker's corner ish. Well, it is a speaker's corner. Discord, it is. Yeah, there's been a couple interesting debates going on in there that you don't get on these live stream panels. Because yeah, I think people do. I mean, you might think people come on these hangouts with no filter, but Discord is real, no filter.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Discord is like another level. There's a dark side of Discord that a lot of people are too snowflakish to deal with. Like honestly.
Yeah, the Discord.
Yeah,
It's the anonymity, I think, that leads to a lot of the dark shit. A lot of people getting doxxed and weird behind the scenes stuff. That's
why I'm like, they complain about racism on YouTube, like you haven't seen shit until you're about to Discord, bro. Like Discord's next level. Especially like the platform was made for gamers, and like I said, like some gamers are just like they're known for like, you know, being shits.
And you know, with Discord, you know, you can add bots to this because on my server, I've got bots on there to play games on like certain things, play music and this and that.
Yeah, I got a Warframe bot that will tell me like updates about the game and shit like that.
So like in my server, I've got like different sections for different people. So only certain people can get to a different to certain chat. So like the women, they've got their own chat. The men, they've got their own chat. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got all that kind of thing. No, because sometimes women, we want to have our own discussions, and sometimes you men just want to chat bare bullshit. So take it into another chat, man. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah. All that kind of shit too.
Right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a mix going for another hour, and then I'm gonna get to sleep. I think because fucking hell, tomorrow's Speaker's Corner, innit? I'm probably gonna I'll do the daytime stream tomorrow. If Veli's not, but I've been looking at too many coronavirus stats and shit. I just need to get my head like well down.
Well, I posted my ID in the back chat for anyone that wants to add me.
Let me add you. I've just added you as well, Jen.
Oh yeah, I accepted it.
No, if I can work out how to invite you to FRD, I'll do that. Empress.
I'll put an invite. I'll send you the invite. Rebecca, you're gonna return to FRD.
Yeah, add me up, man. I want to see. I'm bored. Let's do this. Let me put my
I'll think about it.
Becca's, you're saying you're in 2 months. You've already been in then.
Rebecca's old school, right?
I see.
She's a foundation member of FRD.
Yeah, I was.
All right. Well, big up to the people who tuned in. I'm gonna get a stream set up on the backup channel. TOITN is on TOITN Hi-Fi. I think this must be episode 11 or something. I'm doing 12 maybe. If you're not already subscribed, I'll spam the link. And you guys can come and request some tunes or listen to some tunes or whatever. I'm gonna do that for another hour or so. Man said, add me on TikTok. Bud out all these new apps as well. Bud Snapchat and fucking TikTok and all this fuckery, man. Forget all of that. Keep it old school, man. I got a Facebook, I got Instagram. I got Discord.
Yeah.
That's me, man. I don't need any more apps in my life.
Discord is fun, man. I've had Discord for years. Like, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I'm getting my head around Discord, but I'm definitely feeling it because I don't think Hangouts is gonna last. Unfortunately, Hangouts is dying out already. It's dying out already, man.
Our like group of Facebook friends that we had, like when Facebook kind of cracked down their PC, like edit or how you call it, like censoring stuff, like. So you couldn't really see it. Like, we just kept getting banned on Facebook, like left and right. Like, it was taking accounts. I think the next time I get banned on Facebook, I think I already did a 90-day ban. I think I have like whatever comes after that, but they'll shut my account down. So it's pretty much like when they started going heavy on like the censorship and stuff on Facebook, we're like, this is lame. Like, you can't even say anything anymore. So we just moved to Discord where there's like so much more freedom.